The conversation that we are having about population, the conversation that has been led by the Population Commission, the recommendations that the Cabinet then considered and took. When we talk about what is the trajectory of the population, the fact that we now do not have enough people to be able to sustain the standard of living that Barbadians expect. That's what it's about, you know. It's not about just getting more people because we like to look at people. Barbadians have certain expectations, and there's a population base that must hold those up. And when the member for St. Michael Northeast, the Honorable Prime Minister, keeps referring to population, it is not to ask people to go out and do the natural thing that would naturally increase the population. That is not the call. Let me be clear on that once and for all. So for all the people that whenever we see a reference to population, we think it is about saying, go and have more children. Well, yes, I mean, if people would like to naturally grow the population in a way that makes sense to them, that is a natural thing. Government cannot legislate that. Although there are things that can be done and that are contemplated in the population report to make it so that families, as they grow, are supported. That is an important policy decision. But when we talk about population and how we grow it, the chief call there is managed migration. How do we create an environment here first, and then create policies that allow us to attract groups of people who will contribute to the growth and prosperity of the country alongside all Barbadians? The population report, importantly, and I encourage Barbadians to have a look, first talked about making sure that all Barbadians who are alive now can contribute, can be productive first and foremost before we start to look at growing the population through managed migration. The population report looks at the extent to which young people are able to find work and find income and be productive, the extent to which all groups of Barbadians first are able to contribute, but even with the highest levels of productivity of the Barbadian population as counted by the last census, we still cannot get there. And so it then calls on the Honourable Member for Christchurch East, the Honourable Minister responsible for immigration, to challenge us and tell us, how are we going to come up with these kinds of policies? So I wanted, sir, to settle that matter, that when we're talking about population, we are first looking at making sure that our current population and their future generations have a role, have a stake, have a say, are able to meet their full productive capacity first. We look second at policies that support families and the proper functioning of the family. And we then look at the question of managed migration.